Here I'm going to do a standing bent over dumbbell row. The idea of this exercise is to work the lat as much as possible and trying to get it into its shortened position, which is when the elbow's back here. A few things to keep in mind with this exercise. We want to stay in a neutral spine, so that means we need to have our core switched on, and neutral spine is when our coccyx, the crest of our upper spine and the back of our head are all in line. So when I bend over, which I'm going to hinge at the hips, what I don't want is this kind of thing where my upper spine's bent. What we want is, if I was to put a broom handle down the back, it touching 3 points: head, spine, and lower back. So to stay in that position, switch my core on, drive my hips back, and look down at the floor. I'm not going to look at my feet, I'm not going to look up like that, because that will affect my spine. I'm just going to look straight in front, down at the floor. So I'm going to get into that position, and then I'm going to hold the dumbbells in a neutral grip, so thumbs up. And then I'm going to think about, I'm not just pulling the dumbbells back, I'm thinking about driving my elbow, or ideally think about this area just above your elbow, your tricep, driving it back as hard as possible to try to make them touch around the back. Obviously they can't do that without flaring your arms out because of the dumbbells. You're going to bring them back and try to make them touch at the base of your spine here. So I'll go through a few reps. Get that out of the way. Go through a few reps. So picking the dumbbells up, get into position, core on, neutral spine. I'm about 45 degrees here. I don't need to be right over like this, but I also don't want to be up like this, because then that's just a shrug. So 45 degrees, and these are just 20 kilos, and these are going to be quite tough. So you don't need a heavy weight if you're getting all the cues right. Core on, hinge at the hip, and then drive the elbows back. Make that lat as small as possible, and then push the weights forward. I'm not going to fully lock out like that. Keep some tension in there. Keep those shoulder blades back and down. Drive backwards and then push forwards. Drive all the way in and push forwards. One more rep. Core switched on. Elbows back and push forwards. And that is a bent over row, and you'll feel that all in your lat there. You're contracting it, making it as small as possible. So think about core switched on, neutral spine, hinging at the hips, not bending over, 45 degrees. Elbows try and touch each other at the back, driving that elbow back, and then driving the elbows forwards when you're returning to keep the tension in your lat. And that is a dumbbell bent over row.